Hello everybody, it's Serafina and I'm here with your daily tarot insight. So before we begin, I would like to call upon the spirit of the universe that loves us unconditionally. I would like to call upon the spirits of this land, of this island, and of this ocean, and I thank them for holding the space and for their ancient wisdom. And I would like to call upon my guides, my ancestors, my team of light, my higher self, and I thank them for their presence and guidance with this reading. And I would like to call upon Archangel Raphael to the east, Michael to the south, Gabriel to the west, Uriel to the north, Sandalphon below, Archangel Metatron above. Okay, so I hope everybody had a great new moon in Gemini. This was official yesterday. And it's like I mentioned before, Mercury is retrograde right now, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So whenever we have a lunation in a specific sign, we look to see what planet rules that sign. So in this case, it's Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde, which means that Mercury is not at its fullest potential. So I suggest kind of like holding off the main intentions for this new moon until past Friday, because Friday Mercury goes direct. So Gemini, you know, in modern astrology is related to the third house, which has a lot to do with like learning, cognitive abilities, short distance travel, basically like the intake of information, the way we intake information, which is also ruled to Mercury when we're looking at a chart. So I would suggest setting intentions anywhere there. Also, you know, regarding communication skills. Yeah, so as always, look to see in what house this is falling for you, this new moon, and where Mercury is in your chart. Okay, so beloved spirit of the universe, what loving guidance is there for the collective today? What loving guidance is there for the collective today? We have the King of Swords. So already I'm feeling like a sense of focus, direction. Something about concentration, like being able to have a vision, but more in an intellectual way. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands usually speaks to us being able to know that projects or opportunities are coming our way, and we're about to meet them halfway, let's say. It's like the visionary phase. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords can speak to a little bit of disillusionment or heartbreak, some sort of sorrow. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Five of Cups, which is a card of grief. A card of being able to focus on the good things that we have instead of focusing on the negative things. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Ten of Cups to finish. I love the Ten of Cups. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay, so today I'm feeling particularly angelic. So let's pick from this deck. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have Archangel Uriel. Let nature soothe you, serve the nature kingdom. Makes me think of Venus and Taurus. Venus just entered Taurus, I think it was on Friday. So she was in Aries all this time. And Venus in Aries, you know, since it's Mars, it's ruled by Mars, she's not particular, it's not her favorite place to be. But Taurus is amazing for Venus because it's the feminine aspect of Venus, right? Taurus is an earth sign, so it's feminine. So all Venusian related things are going to be great these next weeks. And of course, Taurus is highly related to earth and to embodiment. And so here it's saying, let nature soothe you, right? So we're thinking about pleasure, we're thinking about the senses. Let's see. What else can we choose? Okay. What further guidance is there for the collective today? Okay, we have this one that jumped out. It says, you know what to do, Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So Archangel Uriel translates to the light of God. And so Archangel Uriel usually comes when we need some sort of illumination, some sort of insight into something. Also, again, Uriel is very good with, helping us develop, cognitive abilities to be able to study things, right? Because it's light, it's truth, right? So it's about bringing this luminosity to whatever it is that we're learning about. I also want to pick one of these archetypal ones. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the offering. Okay, so let's get into the tarot first. We have the King of Swords. And as I said, the King of Swords, which could actually be seen as Mercury, right? Because swords has everything to do with like air and intellect and wisdom. But when I got it, I got this sense of just like hyper focus in a positive way, right? Of us being like determined and being able to narrow down and focus on something specific in our life while having a really good balance between the emotion and the intellect. And with that, I feel that it has to do with something that we're about to embark on. Some creative project, some idea, some even travel that we're thinking or planning about. And in the Rider-Waite, we can see some ships coming in, right? And this person is just looking at the horizon. So it's kind of like this visionary phase. So we have somebody who's focusing solely on something, being able to balance out the mental capabilities. And then this card indicates of us being able to like meet it halfway, of us being able to take these steps in order for things to happen. Funnily enough, we have the Three of Swords following the Three of Wands. And if you notice on this particular deck, we have two swords, which are going this way, and then one that's counter current to it. And the Three of Swords usually speaks to heartbreak. It can speak to sorrow. It can speak to disappointment, to something not going our way. And we have the Five of Cups, which speaks of grief. So funnily enough, look, we have two white snakes going in one direction and one counter to it. We have three cups that are broken or shattered, and we have two cups that are full. So somehow the number 2, I feel, is very important right now, because 2 is showing like this union, this balance, this dichotomy. And whether we have 5 cups and 3 of them are broken, or 3 snakes and 1 of them is going counter current, I feel that maybe something has happened for us to be feeling disillusioned, heartbroken, I'm feeling like a loss of hope. Like almost like the earth is coming undone from underneath us, from whatever it is that we have been visualizing. And what this is making me think is that, we have this new moon in Gemini yesterday. And so it's really normal to want to get a head start on things and to set these intentions and to put our projects into action. But really, we still have a week of this like buffer of being able to put our projects and our endeavors into full action, right? And I feel that this is really going to happen by the moon culminating in Sagittarius in a couple of weeks. So I really do wonder what it is, and I think that this is going to vary for different people. It could be related to something mental, right? Something that's going on in our heads or in our hearts, because in the Rider-Waite, this is a heart that has 3 swords in it, and we have to like take out those 3 swords to heal. or grief. We may be grieving something and not realizing that we have two cups behind us that provide everything that we need. So it's kind of like us being able to be grateful for what is there, right? But I am feeling like I said, kind of like the earth crumbling from underneath us, or just like a sense of deep sorrow, of deep lament. And then we're finishing off with the 10 of Cups, which for me is just kind of like saying everything is gonna be okay. Almost in every single deck, I've seen that there's a rainbow, which is a sign of hope, of course. It has all the color spectrums. And the 10 of Cups is speaking of us feeling completely emotionally fulfilled. So I want to read from the card of the offering, because I'm somehow feeling that these two are linked, right? When we have so much abundance in our life, it's beautiful to be able to make offerings, right? To kind of like keep the energy flow, to keep things going, and to recognize our humility, right? That the abundance that we have is not always ours, right? It's just kind of like flowing through us. So let me read from the offering. Okay, it says the gift, the present, the sacrifice. Unlike many of the other cards in this deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is time for something to be given and given up for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely it will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. So when in light, it's generosity, donation, and volunteering. And when it's dark, it's giving with expectations and keeping track. So to go deeper, Odin sacrifices his eye in Norse mythology, which is a myth that I refer to frequently with the hanged man, because Odin hanged himself upside down from the tree of Yggdrasil and sacrificed his eye in order and spent days and nights without food or water to be able to receive the magic alphabet of the runes, right? So it says, once a week, Gandhi gave up speaking for a day, offering himself to divine silence. The offering can come in all shapes and sizes. Yeah, so, and funnily enough, I hadn't noticed, but look at this hand, and we have what looks like a crescent moon there, right? So I feel that perhaps these days that we have until Friday, it's kind of like an offering. It's like a buffer that we have before Mercury goes direct. It's a buffer that we have to make this offering, to be able to contemplate what we're willing to give and make sacred. And like the card said, there's going to be a little bit of hesitancy, but I really think that it's causing us an element of grief or sorrow in our life. And once we make this offering, I feel that we're going to be able to continue with our plans, right? Notice here how, again, we have the notion of three. Two of them are one color and this third one is poking out, right? So it's kind of like this ray of illumination. And I really feel that it has to do with our ability to balance our emotional and mental, thought processes, and being able to focus, unwavering focus upon something. And what better way to achieve this than to let nature soothe you, as this archangel is coming here. And I can't help but notice this beautiful luminous seed that's here with the roots. So I'm even thinking of making an offering, like if you have woods around you or any form of nature around you, to make a little offering, a little symbolic offering that's obviously biodegradable, to to whoever you feel, you know, to Mother Earth or to whatever deities you work with, the mother, the goddess, and being able to do that. And it's funny that we got the card of Archangel Uriel saying, you know what to do, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So that's kind of like, don't second guess yourself a little bit too much. It's funny because a lot of us who are intuitive, sometimes with the things that we have most hesitancy giving up is where we question ourselves more, but we always know. You know, we don't really need cards or other people to kind of tell us. It's like we already know right off the bat. So I suggest journaling or stuff like that, but the message is clear that you already have the answer you need. And so what beautiful way to release these things, or to transmute the energy of whatever is causing this grief or pain as an offering. And, you know, we had the final card as the Ten of Cups. It's like a card of wishes fulfilled almost, of being full, being overflowing, and being able to share that abundance with others, whatever form of abundance you have. Okay, so to finish, I want to pick from this Angel Oracle deck. What further guidance is there for the collective today? What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Angel of Wisdom. Wisdom comes from the depths of my experience. It's funny because I kind of associate Archangel Uriel with being very wise, right? And if you can see, this particular angel has like a candle there. And is sitting between two pillars, two dichotomies, right? And being able to hold the center there and bringing luminosity to it. So let me find this card. This angel is seen guarding the gates of paradise with a symbolic eye radiating its all-knowing beams. The angel prevents all from entering who do not know their own divine nature. The candle signifies a flame of wisdom, without which we are unable to experience the joys of paradise. This angel is the bearer of God's wisdom, which is carried throughout the universe for all those who seek to know the word of God. This angel helps us to find our wisdom by opening ourselves to the depths of the experience and knowing what is true for us. When we give ourselves the opportunity to reflect, synthesize, and distill our personal experiences, we find wisdom. So basically what I'm understanding is like integration. Whatever it is that we have been going through over the last weeks and this buffer time that I'm talking about, I feel that there's a need to integrate. With it, we can progress along our path, enriching our understanding and deepening our spirituality. We are really only now beginning to see the wisdom in ancient teachings and reapply it to our health and lifestyles. Wisdom is an internal awareness which is projected onto the world around us so we can live in peace and harmony. The angel of wisdom brings us the gift of wisdom. It says in the Bible that the wisdom is more valuable than gold. Certainly, we need wisdom for our growth and spiritual development. Okay, so basically it's speaking of a distillation process. And through that, through the fact that we already know what's going on inside of us. And it's about allowing ourselves to integrate, perhaps using or going and spending time and integrating, planting something new in nature. We're going to be able to make an offering, something that is ready to be transmuted to help us bring more clarity of vision and release these heavy emotions that just want to kind of like flush through us, and us being able to find that place of inner balance and inner peace. Okay, everybody, I hope that this was useful to you. If you would like to book a reading with me, please visit my personal website. And if you would like to support these monthly videos, I have a Patreon page where you can donate from $5 to $20. And if not, I would ask you to please like, comment, subscribe, or share these videos as it helps me reach more people. Okay, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.